The decision on Jalen Hurts has been made. He is the Eagles' franchise quarterback.
You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had enough time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the game.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You
The
literally.
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. You're about to wear King Dingbat here. When you are undefeated, undisputed, you are going to tend to have players who are up for prestigious awards, and the Eagles have a few. Not only is Jalen Hurts leading the Eagles to an 8-0 record, but right now he is the MVP of this league. No question about it. And not only that, but while the Cowboy fans are out there crying for, we want Odell Beckham Jr., we want Odell Beckham Jr., the Eagles may also have the Defensive Player of the Year. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe. And for all you old timers out there and William H. Miller, this is for you. Just double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed, because you know how YouTube does me sometimes. Now, you're saying, all right, Philly, listen. Jalen Hurts may be the MVP, but it's 8 games into the season. We shouldn't talk about this yet. Why? Why not? We got to face reality. We have to face the reality. It is time to talk about what Jalen Hurts is and what he means to this franchise, and exactly. Listen, I've been saying for the last 2 years, I don't know what Jalen Hurts is. I don't know what he's going to be. I'm going to wait and see what he does. And I said, by week 10 of this season, I will tell you guys if I think he is the guy or if he isn't the guy. Well, I don't need to wait 10 weeks, all right? We're 8-0 right now. Unless something insane happens. Things like, I don't even want to mention. But, if he gets hurt or just start playing really, really bad for the rest of the year, it'd have to be something very extreme. Right now, you have to pay Jalen Hurts money. You have to extend him. You have to make him the franchise quarterback, and you have to build around him the next 10 plus years. That is just the way it is. Jalen Hurts has been that good. He has been that good. Not only do I think you have to franchise him, probably pay him. Lamar Jackson wants $50 million. You got to pay him $50 million. You got to pay him. He's better than Kyler Murray. So you have to pay this guy. He has earned it. He has proved himself on the field. And all I need to see from Jalen Hurts is just keep doing what he's doing the rest of the year. And that's it. My mind is made up. Jalen Hurts is the guy. He is the future. He is the franchise. It's time to sign him. And it's time to talk about it, because up until, a few weeks ago, I was going, all right, I got to wait and see. I'm there. I think he's only going to get better and better. I like everything about him. I like his personality. I like his attitude. I like the way he prepares. I like the way he leads the team. I like the way the team responds to him. I like everything about him. So you have to sign him to an extension. The Eagles, listen, there's arguments, right? There's arguments about the whole Jalen Hurts pick. I get people still yell at me for my reaction, but my reaction was never against Jalen Hurts. If you go back and watch it, it was always talking specifically about the strategy of the pick. Why are you drafting a backup quarterback in the second round? Now, some people say, no, they knew that Carson Wentz wasn't the guy, and it was a great pick because they were replacing him. If that's the case, then Howie Roseman is the geniuses of geniuses. He deserves all the credit in the world. No doubt about it. I don't know if that's what he was thinking and he just lucked in. My feelings are he was trying to save money because he just gave Carson big money. And, he really didn't want to pay a backup quarterback $10 million. So that's why he made the pick. But it worked out. Whether it was an accident, whether it was true, I'm glad it worked out. I am glad that Jalen Hurts is our quarterback. Listen, Jalen Hurts has showed me a lot. And he showed me a lot of the flaws that Carson Wentz had. Because listen, I was a big Carson Wentz guy. But seeing Jalen Hurts and what it means to be a franchise quarterback and what it means to lead a team and what it means to handle yourself a certain way, to be mentally tough. Jalen Hurts has showed that. And he really brought out a lot of the flaws that was in Carson that, maybe I was blinded by in some respects. I fully have to admit that. But as we're right now, Jalen Hurts is the guy. Jalen Hurts deserves all the money he can get. Now people are gonna say, well, what about a home team discount? If I'm Jalen Hurts, my suggestion is get every penny you can get. Get everything you can get, man. You deserve it. And that's what I think he's going to do. The Eagles have to extend Jalen Hurts at the end of the year, okay? He is, right now, in my opinion, the MVP of the league. And I don't say that just because Josh Allen is hurt. A lot of people say, oh, well, Josh Allen got hurt, so, that's why you think. No, not necessarily. Jalen Hurts is undefeated. Nobody has beaten him. He's been good every week, and even, when you've gone down 14-0 to the Jaguars when we struggled defensively versus Houston, he's always responded. I think he has been pretty much through almost everything I could ask for. Some of the things I need to see that I want to see from him still are playoff times, but the way that he seems to be built, the mental fortitude he has, the strength he has, the way he leads that team, I'm not worried about him in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts is not the kind of guy that I look and go, he choked this game. He pulled a Dak Prescott this game. Look, it's another Dak Prescott. Look at Tony Romo all over again. Tony Romo's the biggest choker ever. Choke. Tony Romo. I know Cowboy fans love him, but you got to admit the guy's the biggest choker in the history of sports, maybe. I mean, who fumbles a field goal to go advance in the playoffs? Tony Romo, he stinks. I just had to let that sink in for Cowboy fans. They got to understand their roles as chokers, because next month, or actually once Thanksgiving hits, Thanksgiving Day comes, let me tell you what it is. It is Cowboys choke season. It's been going on for 20-something years, and it's going to continue. It didn't start with Romo. He just made it even worse. And now it's rubbed off on Dak Prescott. Oh, Dallas, you see the Cowboys? Those fans are crying for Odell Beckham Jr. You got the players, Parsons tweeting about Odell. You got Zeke, fat ass Zeke, saying, wait a second, chewing his donut. He got to finish chewing his donut, then he starts talking about Odell. They all want Odell. Get him, bring him in. I want Dallas to get him now. I want them to get Odell Beckham, because it's going to be so much fun watching the Eagles beat his ass. Double moonwalk that ass is what's going to happen. Now, when talking about Jalen Hurts, I think right now he is the current MVP of the league. There's no question about it. Listen, the guy's thrown for 2,000 yards. He's thrown for 12 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, right? But here's the thing. He's also rushed for 6 touchdowns already too. So halfway through the season, the guy's got 8 total touchdowns. He's going to have close to 40 touchdowns by the time this year is over. Okay, so Jalen Hurts, to me right now, I'm just being honest, I think Jalen Hurts has got to be the leading candidate to be MVP. Okay, so I think, there's still time to be played. There's still games that have to happen, but I think he's that guy. I really do. And not only Jalen Hurts, but if you look at this team, and listen, I got it. This is not from me. This did not come from me. This was only implanted in my mind. But shout out to Dan Silio because he said something that I thought was really interesting today. I was on his show, and he was talking about Darius Slay. He said you have to look at Darius Slay as possibly Defensive Player of the Year. And I had to think about that for a second. I think sometimes it's easy to overlook cornerbacks because, sometimes if players aren't getting thrown to, if they're ignoring Slay because they don't want to throw his way, it might not show up in the stat column, but he's making a humongous impact for his team. Get this. Thomas R. Pearson wrote, and shout out to Thomas, he says, lowest passer rating allowed in the NFL. Darius Slay, 36.2. And then Bradbury's Bradbury's like 38 something, okay? So Darius Slay has the lowest passer rating allowed in the NFL. Now, he went up week 2 against Justin Jefferson on primetime TV and shut him down. Okay? He has shut everybody he's going up against. To the point now, you see on Thursday, they don't even throw to him. He was like, they don't even throw my way. I think Cilio's right. I think that Darius Slay has to be the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Right now, he's that good. Right now, the Eagles' secondary is that good. You have literally 2 number ones on your team. Listen, Bradbury, we hear his name a lot more because they throw his way a lot more. They don't throw Darius Slay's way anymore because he's that good. Okay, he's on a different level. He plays every number 1 receiver every week, and he's shutting everybody down. I think Dan Silio, though sometimes I think he's too hard on Jalen Hurts, I don't agree with him. Or he's right about this. Darius Slay, and I didn't even think about it, but I think he's right. A lot of Cowboy fans are saying, Parsons Defensive Player of the Year. No, I think Darius Slay is the Defensive Player of the Year. And how you guys can tell me that Diggs is better than Darius Slay, I don't see it. Darius Slay is better than Diggs. James Bradbury is better than Diggs. They're both better than Diggs. But, yeah, I think the Eagles right now have the MVP of the league, a guy who I am officially saying today deserves an extension. And to me, Jalen Hurts has earned it. He is my franchise quarterback, and I ride with him. I believe in him, and I stick with him to the end. And then on defense, I think you got to look at Darius Slay and say he's the best. He's the best defensive player on the field this year. He has been that good. What he means to the Philadelphia Eagles and the things that they can do in that secondary is tremendous. So, yeah, my vote for MVP would have to be Jalen Hurts. My vote for Defensive Player of the Year is Darius Slay. I think the Eagles, I think they earned both of those. So, look, the Eagles are going to get a lot of praises. They're going to have a lot of Pro Bowl guys. They're going to have a lot of big names because when you're undefeated, that's what happens. I don't see the Eagles losing to Washington. We're going to preview that game on Monday night. The Eagles will be back at practice tomorrow, but I don't see them losing that game, okay? So that's not going to happen. Then they're going to play the Colts. The Colts are atrocious. Jeff Saturday's their head coach. They should win that game. So you're looking at 10-0. 10-0 going into the Green Bay game. You're going to be 11-0. You're going to be 11-0 playing the Tennessee Titans. That's where we're basically at with this team. Home field advantage. It's all about getting that bye week now. You got to clinch home field. That is the main goal I have for this team. But I don't need to wait 2 more games to tell you whether I think Jalen Hurts is the guy or not. Jalen Hurts is the guy. He has been way better than I ever could imagine or hope for. And I'm glad that he is. This is the best case scenario for the Eagles, having those 2 first-round picks to use any way that they want. You could go defensive end, corner, safety. You might even have to consider a right tackle because Lane Johnson wants to play only a few more years. So we'll see. But yes, Jalen Hurts deserves an extension. He is right now the MVP of the league, and he's earned it. Shout out to him. Darius Slay, right now, I have to put him Defensive Player of the Year. Shout out to Darius Slay on his play. And shout out to Silio because I didn't even think about that until he said it, and I thought it was such a great idea. And I think the more I think about it, the more I think he's right. I think Slay, I think he deserves it. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. You know, we're getting ready to go into another holiday season. And I've been tweeting out Turkey Hill before. I've tweeting out a bunch of dairy places that make eggnog. And I tell them, keto eggnog. Keto eggnog. Keto eggnog. I get no responses. Don't you people want to make money? Don't you want to make money? Keto eggnog. I'm not talking about almond milk eggnog or crap like that. That's disgusting. Just give me water. Give me water and some nutmeg. I'll throw the nutmeg in my mouth and drink some more. I'm talking about eggnog. Keto eggnog. The only difference is take out the sugar and then replace it with something. You know what I mean? Use cream. Like real full mother humping fatty ass cream. Keto eggnog. Denzel Washington out.